Hello and welcome to Scott's Adventures. Well, we are going to have a really fun adventure today. We are heading up to LA, more specifically to Sony Pictures Studios, and that is where Jeopardy is filmed. I don't know whether any of you know this, but I'm a huge Jeopardy fan. I've been watching it ever since I can remember, for, I don't know, 30, 40 years, whatever, however long it's been on. And I love it. I try not to miss any episodes. Watch it every night. And I've always wanted to be in the audience. I don't want to be on the show, forget that, that would be terrifying. But I would like to be in the audience and see how it's taped and see everything that's going on, since it's only 30 miles from us, 30 miles north in LA. But it's a problem getting tickets because they only have a couple of tapings a week, like on a Wednesday and Thursday, and they just have like a morning and an afternoon. Nothing on Fridays, nothing on the weekends, nothing at nights. So you really kind of have to take time off and go during a weekday in the mornings. And so I was able to get Lilly to take a day off from work, and so we can go up there and we're on the afternoon. We're at the 1:45 taping, and there's either 2 or 3 shows. So we're gonna head off up there. We have to be there in about an hour and 15 minutes, and it should take us about 30 minutes to get there. And then we'll see what we see. Now, I really anticipate that there's not going to be any opportunity to record anything inside the studio. I don't think that's gonna happen. So it's gonna be, beforehand like this, and then maybe I'll do a little thing at the end, a recap of what's it like? What was it like? So I'll do all that. So anyway, let's head off down the freeway towards LA and go to a taping of several Jeopardy programs. Should be really fun. Let's go. Okay, we made it, babe. So we made it on the Sony Pictures lot. They have free parking in the parking garage. And we're heading down, and we saw a meeting spot on the bottom floor that we're supposed to check in at. So let's go do that. So here we are in the waiting staging area. Okay, so you're worried about somebody at work seeing you because you're playing hooky? Don't worry, I won't tell them. Okay, you just mentioned that this has been on my bucket list for a long time. I've been trying to get tickets for this for probably 5 years. But I kind of always wanted to be on it. And we're going to be on TV because at the very beginning of the show, when they first announced this is Jeopardy, then they pan the crowd one time for a quarter of a second, and then that's it. We're gonna be famous.
To take pictures, what we call behind stage. But before all that happens, you guys will go through security here. I will be in security in the next.
Stage 14. Here it comes. So are you excited? What do you hope to see?
taping process.
Somebody get really all the answers wrong and have like negative a million points. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Doesn't happen.
If somebody got every single one of them wrong. Alright, here we go. Heading out of the meeting room and gift shop across the street to the studio.
Alright guys, do me a favor, walk in a singular line. Let's make this line skinny for me. Make it tight, make it tight. Let's walk our best in a singular line. So on the side, I you guys are walking over Jeopardy. Thank you. Alright guys, welcome to Jeopardy. We finally made it!
Yay! Originally titled What's the Question?, Merv Griffin developed the Jeopardy answer and question format in his dining room. It was during a run-through for network executives that he came up with the finishing touch, the title. There isn't enough danger in these games, was the feedback from the execs. They need more Jeopardy. Jeopardy, said Merv. Years later, it's all I heard, Jeopardy. What a word. And the name stuck. So as I kind of suspected, they didn't let us do any kind of filming or photographs of any kind inside the studio. But we were let into the studio, and everybody just kind of took their seats at random. There were no assigned seats. We were kind of hoping that we would get on camera. You know, at the very beginning of the show, they pan across the audience, you know, for like a quarter of a second. We were kind of thinking that maybe we could get, you know, on camera. But we were seated on the right-hand side, I guess, looking at the stage, the right-hand side, and they have a big boom that photographs the crowd, and it panned like kind of from the center to the left each time. So there was even some people that were sitting in our section that really wanted to be on TV, and so they changed seats so they could kind of be in the audience. And it's kind of fun to be there. One of the Clue crew, one of the guys there, he was the person kind of telling us what to expect and what was going to happen. When we entered the studio, it looked exactly like it does on TV. It wasn't bigger or smaller than we thought. I remember once I visited 30 Rock and the set of Saturday Night Live, and I couldn't believe how small the whole set was on Saturday Night Live there. And I kind of was thinking that maybe it was going to be the same way with the Jeopardy, but we walked into the Jeopardy studio, and it was just about exactly what I expected. Kind of medium size, looked just like it. Had the contestants over here, 3 of them. Ken Jennings came out from behind the door there and came out and greeted everybody. The contestants they have like little risers, so they're all kind of at the same height, you know, because everybody's different heights, but they put little steps behind each person if they're shorter, to kind of get everybody at the same height. And the producer goes over there and talks to them, and they do a little bit of like, you know, like in between the commercials and, you know, fades in and fade out. They do a little bit of that, some introductions with each of the contestants, and then they kind of get going. They say that we're gonna get going on this. The way they do it is they do 5 shows per day. So they'll either do 3 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, or 2 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, something like that. So they can kind of do a week's worth of shows. We were the afternoon show. They had already done 3, and so we were just going to see 2 shows that afternoon. And those are going to be broadcast October 10th and 11th. So if you'd like to not see us in the audience, you can, but we are off camera. And I can't tell you anything about who was on or who won or whatever like that. I can't tell you any of those details. We're sworn to secrecy. And so they just kind of start right away introducing the categories and with the clues and everything, and people just start answering. And so it's really almost just like the show. Very, very little pomp and circumstance, very little fluff. It's basically just get down to business. Let's film the show and let's get going. They did have one thing where in between the two shows, Ken Jennings came out to the audience and he was answering some questions from the audience. They were basically kind of like bland questions, and there wasn't anything that was too interesting. And then one of the things that they do is, as he's reading the clues, if he makes a mistake, they kind of mark that. And so after, like at each break, they have Ken go over and like reread some of the clues, usually like 2 or 3 clues, it seems like, so it could be more clear if he had a stutter or something like that, and they can kind of fix it in post. And they go through the whole thing. They have Final Jeopardy, just like on TV, and then the show's over, and then they move on. So it was pretty fun. There's not a lot to tell about it. I mean, if you've seen the show on TV, it's pretty much the same as being in the audience. Here we have a bunch of photos of the Jeopardy sets throughout the years. I thought this was pretty interesting, how it kind of evolved from sort of a campy game show to a modern-looking television program. On September 24th, 2014, Sports Jeopardy, hosted by Dan Patrick, premiered on Crackle. Sports Jeopardy combines the excitement and prestige of the Emmy Award-winning quiz show with the rich and diverse world of sports. In the fall of 2016, LEGO's design team was tasked with building a recreation of the Jeopardy set to complement a category of clues for the show dedicated to the famous toy. Working from extensive photography of the set, the team covered details spanning from the judges' table to the contestant department and clue crew, all the way down to the logo on the back of Johnny Gilbert's jacket. Today, the lectern for Ken Jennings is all electronic, but back in the day when Alex Trebek used to host the show, he liked to do things the old-fashioned way. These few pictures are the actual materials that Alex Trebek used, including the pen, his glasses, and as he went through each one of his clues, he would check them off. And they had a problem with one of them where his marker was making squeaking noises. They had to get a special silent pen for him to cross off the clues. And so what they were telling me is that this particular information here is from Alex Trebek's lectern, and this is from Ken Jennings' final appearance on Jeopardy. They saved this for posterity. Johnny Gilbert, the voice of Jeopardy. A native of Newport News, Virginia, Johnny began his career in high school as a dance band singer. Since then, he has served as announcer for many variety and game shows, including The Johnny Gilbert Show, Dinah, The $25,000 Pyramid, and Supermarket Sweep. In July 2017, Johnny Gilbert received a Guinness World Record for the longest career as a game show announcer. He was recognized for his 32 years and 7 months and 30 days with Jeopardy! Introduced in 2001, the Clue Crew has traveled the world and taped clues on all 7 continents, from the beaches of the Galapagos Islands to inside the cockpit of the Blue Angels. Clue Crew members Jimmy McGuire and Sarah Whitcomb have truly taken Jeopardy! Viewers along on the ride of a lifetime. The Order of Canada was created in 1967 and is one of the country's highest civilian honors. The Order recognizes people of all sectors of Canadian society for their outstanding achievement, dedication to the community, and service to the nation. Their contributions are varied, yet they have all enriched the lives of others and made a difference in Canada. Well, that was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that. I learned a lot about making of a television show and had a good time doing it. So hopefully you enjoyed watching this as well. We'll see you next time on Scott's Adventure. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.